You are listening to the Business Talk podcast. I am your host Deepak, speaking to you from India and connecting ideas from around the world. We are honored to welcome Dr. Roland Rust, Distinguished University Professor and David Bruce Smith Chair in Marketing at the Robert H. Smith School of Business, University of Maryland, as our esteemed guest on today's podcast. Dr. Rust is also the founder and executive director of the Center for Excellence in Service and serves as vice president of publications for the American Marketing Association, overseeing policy and editor selections for AMA's 5 journals. Recognized by Research.com as one of the world's top 100 best scientists in business and management across all business disciplines, Dr. Roland's career is distinguished by numerous lifetime achievement honors, including the AMA Irwin McGraw-Hill Distinguished Marketing Educator Award, the EMAC Distinguished Marketing Scholar Award, the Paul D. Converse Award, and fellowship in both Informed Society for Marketing Science and the American Statistical Association. He has also received honorary doctorates in economics from the University of Notel, Switzerland, and the Norwegian School of Economics. A prolific scholar and thought leader, his publications have earned 4 Journal of Marketing Best Article Awards and the Berry AMA Book Award for Best Book in Marketing. He has served as the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Marketing, founding editor-in-chief of both the Journal of Service Research and the International Journal of Research in Marketing, and launched the annual Frontiers in Service conference. Dr. Russ has consulted leading global companies including American Airlines, AT&T, Microsoft, Procter& Gamble, IBM, FedEx, Unilever, and NASA. Beyond academia, he is a former national class distance runner, an inductee of the DePaul University Athletic Hall of Fame, and a coach to Olympic trials qualifiers and World Age Group champions in track and triathlon. In this episode, Dr. Roland Rush dwells into his research, AI in the Future of Marketing, Revolution or Evolution, offering valuable insights on how artificial intelligence is reshaping marketing strategies and customer engagement. So without further delay, let's welcome Dr. Roland Rush to the podcast. Dr. Roland, thank you for graciously accepting our invitation. It's an honor and privilege to have you with us today.
Oh, I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Dr. Roland, is AI truly rewriting the rules of marketing, or are we witnessing a gradual evolution that builds on existing framework?
I think that the proper word is revolution, not evolution here, because the change is so extreme. We've never seen a technology like this, a technology that literally can beat us in everything. I mean, that is unprecedented. Even though there's been other technologies, there haven't been other technologies that can replace what we do, and that makes it very, very different.
Are classical marketing models like segmentation, targeting, and positioning becoming obsolete in the age of AI, or do they remain foundational?
Well, interesting that you bring up segmentation. I've done a lot of work on segmentation, um, but segmentation in a way is a little bit of an obsolete idea because what we're really wanting to do is we're really wanting to personalize, and in fact, that's a lot of what AI enables is for real personalization to happen. And so, why put somebody in a segment and saying they're like a whole lot of other people when you can treat them as an individual themselves? So, in other words, it's better to instead of segmenting, let's actually try to find out who that individual really is.
Professor, how is AI influencing the creative process in marketing? Can algorithms genially produce ideas with the same emotional resonance as human creativity?
Yeah, this is something that's really coming on strong. Gen AI has made this possible because now you have the possibility to create a lot of things that would never have been able to be created by a machine before. So I think that's the real uh, creative thing that's happening right now is that you have Gen AI able to do things that formerly people had to do. So a lot of what Gen AI can do looks pretty reasonable. I mean, it can do it can come up with ads, for example, that look very good, and it takes a little bit of practice to figure out how to stimulate the AI to do that, but that's possible to do, and certainly lots of people are learning how to do it. One of the things that's going to be a huge difference, I mentioned ads. One of the things that's going to be hugely different is the ad industry is going to completely change, because what you had in the past was people spending a tremendous amount of money just to produce ads. And now a lot of the production of the ads can be done virtually, can be done right there by AI. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. The cost goes way down. And of course, when you're talking about building ad copy, well, AI can do that. The large language models, the Gen AI, they can crunch ad copy, no problem. Now, there are some concerns about that, because what ends up happening is that the ad copy that gets created ends up looking very similar to other people's ad copy, and that's what we call the average trap. Minghui Huang is my frequent co-author, and I really need to explain that she's equally involved with everything I'm doing in AI. And so I definitely don't want people to get the idea this is just me out there working by myself. I'm working with Minghui, and she's working on this every bit as much as I am or more. So that's something that I want to make sure to point out.
Sure. Professor, will AI automate core marketing function to the point of replacing human marketers, or will it free them to focus on more strategic and high value activities?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because what's happened a lot is people have actually gotten kind of upgraded. So if you take a look at a chatbot, for example, somebody who used to be a customer service representative would pick up the phone and talk to people, but now you have the chatbot picking up the phone and talking to people, and the customer service rep doesn't get the call unless it's something that the chatbot can't handle. So in other words, you need for the customer service rep to be better now. That means you're going to pay them more because you demand more from them. You pay them more. It's a higher level job than it used to be, and but there you don't need as many people, because the chatbot is picking up a tremendous amount of what the people used to be doing.
Dr. Roland, how might AI reshape the structure of marketing team and the balance between human and machine-driven decision making?
Sort of how is the marketing field going to be different with in terms of how the teaming up between humans and AI goes? Yeah, I mean it's going to be very different. The thing that people are thinking right now is AI is like a tool, right? It's like a calculator. You pull it out of your pocket, you do your calculation, you put it back in your pocket. But that's not really really what it is. I mean, it's more than that. Um, what we're moving toward is the idea of AI being actually a teammate. In other words, something that can actually make decisions on its own. That's the agentic AI idea that is coming on really strong right now. So you want AI to be able to make decisions, and you want it to be you want to have autonomy, because you don't want to have to tell it everything that it should do. Otherwise, you would be doing it yourself.
As AI takes on more customer facing and decision making roles, how should marketers address concern about transparency, bias, and consumer trust?
Oh yeah, bias is a big problem, because you have, for example, a lot of AI is trained on particular data that might be biased data to begin with. That's one thing that can happen. But the other thing that can happen is that the algorithm itself may result in bias, even though it's trying to be totally objective. The algorithm doesn't have to try to be biased to be biased. And so you see that as well. That is something that we also observe.
Professor, with AI is heavy dependence on data. Are we entering an era where companies with superior data ecosystem dominate marketing effectiveness?
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. But these foundation models are so large. They're built on as many people's data as the companies can find. So in a way, they're kind of saying, well, let me use your data and I'll ask for forgiveness later. So that, but they're getting sued by some people, like the New York Times, for example, is suing the AI companies because those AI companies are using the New York Times stories, and that without paying them. And so they're trying to figure out a new business model, and that's really what this is working toward, is a new business model where you actually pay people more what their data are actually worth. And that's not really established yet, but it's potentially on the way.
Dr. Roland, how should marketing curriculum evolve to prepare future professionals for an AI-infused discipline?
Yeah, that's a hard question because it's not what people think. What people think is, oh, get ready for AI. We all have to be computer science majors. But there was an interesting story in the New York Times just the other day. And the title of the story was on the cover of the business page. It said, "Computer grads can't get jobs." Imagine that. Computer grads can't get jobs. And everybody knows the big thing that's going on right now is AI. So how is that possible? Well, here's how it's possible. The reason people can't get those jobs is that AI is doing what those jobs used to do. And that's the reason. And all these CEOs are very aware of this. Like even Elon Musk, for example, who did the Doge cuts in the U.S. government. I mean, I am sure, since he was one of the founders of OpenAI, I am sure that one of the reasons that he thought he could get away from cutting so much was because AI was going to take over those tasks.
Professor, in a world where most organizations will have access to similar AI tools, how can brands truly differentiate themselves?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that runs into the problem of the average trap again, because what AI tends to do is produce what looks like fairly generic recommendations, and so that won't work for any particular brand. You have to actually focus on your individual brand. So one thing that people do is they fence off some of the data that are individually valuable to the company. So, for example, their own customers' data, for example, or their own industry's data, fence that off and analyze it as not the foundation model, but as something that cleans up the results from the foundation model and makes it better. So that's what we're seeing is people are starting to take care of their own data and use their own data to sharpen the results from the foundation models.
Professor, I would like to conclude this episode with one last question. In 10 years, will we look back and see AI as a disruptive force that permanently redefined marketing, or as a powerful tool that marketers simply learn to master?
Yeah, I think it's going to be both. It's going to be very disruptive, and I'm not sure that it's going to be humans that are doing the job. Really, it's going to be AI eventually that's taking over that whole thing. And we have to get used to the idea that just like robots make cars in factories now, well, AI is going to make marketing in companies, and that's just the way it is. Everybody knows that you have to do that to be efficient, and so that's the direction things are going.
Listeners, thank you for joining us for this insightful conversation on AI and the future of marketing, revolution or evolution. Today, we have explored how AI is reshaping marketing from rethinking foundational strategies to redefining the role of marketers themselves. Whether you believe we are in the midst of full-blown revolution or a steady evolution, one thing is clear: AI is here to stay and its influence will only grow. As we move forward, the challenge and the opportunity lie in blending human creativity and strategic thinking with the precision and scale of AI. A big thank you to Dr. Roland Rust for sharing his expertise and to you, our listeners, for tuning in. Thank you once again, Professor Roland Rust, for generously sharing your time and insights with on our platform. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Deepak.